It's been a while since we did a hardcore stream, so we're finally back doing some more hardcore stuff, even though it's going to be probably a bit of a short stream today, because I honestly don't really have too much to really show you, and I mean, I guess there's some things we probably would need to do, especially somewhere near a spawn, but at the same time, there isn't too much to really cover. But anyway, how are you guys doing so far? How are you doing, by the way, 𝗦ście and 𝗦𝗶, who 𝗦𝗶 says that I'm short. Thank you very much, 𝗦𝗶. I appreciate your sort of feedback, but anyway, hope you guys are doing pretty well. I don't know why my throat sounds very gunky. I think it's because I just ate some beef or whatever like that, and the oil is already beginning to hit me. That's a really good start. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing pretty nice so far. I haven't actually like listened to my my sort of like playlist in such a long time. Holy frick! Like I haven't touched any of my like streaming playlists in such a long time because we've been playing. Excuse me. We've been doing nothing but variety gaming stuff for like the past like a few weeks and whatnot. So it's nice to have like some nice I would say custom. I wouldn't say custom, but a lot of like different musics and soundtracks to listen to in the background instead of just, you know, game soundtracks. But anyway, time for some chill stuff. I mean, technically it's not really chill, but at the same time, it's. I mean, we might as well chill because this is what the hardcore streams are usually all about. Just focusing on doing the chill and stuff and just relaxing a little bit. Even though I cannot relax and stuff whenever I stream, so. Anyway, we're going to continue doing some more hardcore stuff, if the game can actually load. This makes no bloody sense, considering that it was working fine. Okay, there we go. This was actually working fine off-stream, because I actually did some stuff off-stream recently, which is an improvement from, like, not doing stuff off-stream for the past 3 weeks. So that's incredible. So anyway... so we're already going to work on parts of Project Aerospace. That is the project here in the Nether. Our plan is to pretty much get rid of all the bedrock that is lining around or within the perimeter that we set out like a couple of freaking months ago. When did we build this, when did we build the circle glass perimeter? I can't even freaking remember, Jesus. Well, anyway, that's horrifying. But anyway, I did some work on it, which is not a lot. This took 90 minutes, which is not great the more I look at it. But it's better than nothing, so I guess we have a lot of work we still probably would need to do. But I'm not going to stream this, because this is going to take way too bloody long, and it's also going to be very boring. So we're not going to look and focus on that, because that'll be, that'll be very boring. Instead, we're going to be going to the spawn region, and we're going to do some, I guess, like, touching up, I guess? Touching up, or... Well, there's actually two things I want to do for the spawn region. And one of which is that I need to finish off, like, the flooring of where all the spawn-proofed area is. Having it covered with, like, concrete underneath the glass and stuff like that. That's one thing we need to do. And another thing I want to do, and this was something that I was, like, planning in my head for some time, is to sort of, like, I don't know, build, like, some sort of sloping sort of entrances around through these, chunk... What do you even call these? Cliffs? Chunk cliffs that you excavate some time ago or whatever? So having this, like, sort of, like, I don't know, chopped down or sort of trimmed down to have, like, a bit of a staircase all the way down would be pretty ideal. I mean, it looks kind of ugly, so hopefully that's something that we can also accomplish for the spawn region area here, because, hey, that'll be pretty nice, I guess. Anyway, I know, by the way, Temper Loss. Hope your day's been doing pretty well. Also, how do you get the other songs from the Ember album, like Serenade to the Sun? That is from the extended album. Or is it called the deluxe album? I think it's called the extended album, and that's on Bandcamp, as far as I know. You just look at 𝗬𝗀𝗋's Bandcamp profile, you can pretty much purchase the extended album and listen to the music as much as you want, which is always pretty nice to listen to. I can't speak anymore. Alright, so we're going to be pretty much doing a lot of stuff in the spawn region, I guess, which involves a mixture of getting a crap ton of gravel and sand sorted. I mean, that's actually very easy, because we can easily go to the end and make ourselves some concrete. I guess the hardest part is that we need to convert the concrete powder into actual concrete, and that involves building a machine for it, because God forbid I don't want to do this all manually. Ah, frick. Do I have to, like... Oh god, do I have to build, like, a concrete sort of, automatic machine or something like that to harvest all the concrete? I really don't want to do that, but at the same time, we need to do that. That's gonna be really bloody annoying. I mean, I can try and do some manual work unless it gets way too tedious, but I guess that's something I'll need to plan out for another hardcore stream later on next week. And that's to plan out or work on like a concrete sort of farm of some kind. So that's going to be amazing. If you streamed a bit earlier, I would have rated you. I mean, if I streamed a bit earlier, I would not have any dinner right now. So that's why I wouldn't be able to stream like earlier than you will want, unfortunately. Anyway, what was I trying to do again? Oh yeah, I was trying to like do some trims around the chunks around through here because they look completely and utterly ugly. So we're gonna quickly sort that out. We should probably also get rid of all the dirt pillars here because pretty much all of this is now obsolete because we have like the perimeter set up and all that stuff. So might as well get rid of those while we're at it. Anyway, speaking of dinner, I'm gonna go check on mine, BRB. So, fair enough then, temporal loss. God, my wisdom teeth are gonna be really annoying in like a few months' time or something. Gotta love being an adult and having to be told, hey, you should get rid of your wisdom teeth pretty soon. And I'm like, why? Because evolution allowed us to have like 4 extra teeth in the back of your back of your normal teeth. Because yeah, evolution. And I'm like, why still? Why does evolution still allow that? Because, yeah, suffering. Alright, have a good day, and then, yeah, basically I have to get ready for, like, getting rid of... Actually, I already got one of my wisdom teeth already removed, so I just need to get ready for 3 of them to be removed pretty soon. Because being an adult enjoys this sort of misery for some reason. Gotta love adulthood. Anyway... I'm gonna get rid of all these dirt labels or markers. I think that's what the right wording is. Dirt markers. Also, I should probably add some more Tunic soundtracks to this playlist. Considering that we already passed by like a lot of areas in Tunic, I should probably add some more Tunic soundtracks to improve the mood a little bit of some of my playlists. I mean, they sound pretty pog as well, so obviously I need to add them to into like some of my Twitch playlists or music playlists at some point. That's all we're getting rid of. Still a few more to go. Can I land on here? No! Thank you very much, game, for denying my dream and also denying my dreams for the second time. Alright, let me just land on this bloody marker. Thank God. Thank you very much, game. I really appreciate your efforts to try and ruin my life. But alas, you have completely failed. Okay, anyway. Still a few more just lying around through here. I kind of don't want to get rid of this pillar. For the sake that there isn't really a good way of, like, knowing that there is a boundary here in terms of, like, the spawn chunk. So I probably would leave this pillar as it is. Thanks to it being in the middle of a river and all that stuff, so ideally you should probably stay over there. Or maybe I should add like a glass, sort of like dotted line or something. That could probably also be ideal. Then again, I don't know how neat that's going to be. Probably wouldn't be neat whatsoever, but it could be better than nothing, I guess. I did get some like spare white glass, so I could probably do like a dotted line around the perimeter over here, so that way we can sort of get rid of this marker here. So let's quickly do that before I forget, because that's not too bad of an idea. Some white glass that I stored earlier. That was for some beacon spawn proofing back in the nether, so that was pretty helpful. Now I just pretty much need to line up everything around through here. I probably would just put some like normal dirt first of all, and then replace some parts of the dirt with glass, and then we'll have a nice sort of dotted sort of boundary here. If I can do some math in order to get that sort of aligned correctly, but I have a bad feeling that it's not going to be aligned correctly. Ah, whatever. So good at this game. When was the last time I did played like Hypixel or Bed Wars or anything like that? It's been a while. I think it's still like sometime earlier last year. I think like exactly a year ago was the last time I played on Hypixel and whatnot. It's been a while since I've like done any sort of PvP related stuff, but then again, with how latency and stuff is, or how the ping is from like New Zealand all the way to like, I don't know, America or Europe. It's absolute dog crap. So any sort of competitive like sort of things I can try and do is just not going to be fair at all. Alright. So we got that perimeter sorted out. Now we just have to put in the white glass. So let's put 5 over here. Or 7. 7 blocks is also something. And I already messed it up. 5 blocks. There we go. Good job me for not learning how to count already. That's a really good sign. Alright. How wide do we want this to be? I guess 3 blocks? 3 blocks wide on each end? I guess that could pretty much work. Alright. Let's swap that out with my totem of undying. What could possibly go wrong? I'm gonna lose this hardcore world again? Haha. No. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Of course, like, I keep forgetting that, like, shovels have something to do with, dirt. I forgot about that. That's gonna be a little bit annoying. Alright. That'll be fine. 1, 2... Hopefully that's right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This is not neat whatsoever. What the... This is not gonna be... This is not honestly very good in terms of, like, constructing this blade thing, so I'm gonna need to fix this a little bit. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Now this is what we call the real Minecraft experience. Learning how to count from like 3 to 6. Multiple times using nothing but geometrical cube blocks. It's incredible. It's incredible what you can learn from this game. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just add a glass block over here. Perfect. Now, do I want to save some of the dirt blocks because I'm not wanting to waste materials? Not really. For the sake that we're gonna probably dig up a lot more dirt anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I have that scattered all over the water. I mean, there's no environmentalists in the chat, right? No one's gonna be very mad about like digital blocks being polluted in the water, hopefully. At the same time, it probably also doesn't really matter too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Alright. Jesus bloody Christ. How you doing, by the way, Copper? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. The calm serenity of the stream has been suddenly interrupted. God dang it. Hope you're doing pretty nice though, Copper. I should probably add like a voiceover or something like that where we just like have like a raid like coming in and it'll be like a voiceover or something saying that the calm serenity has been interrupted by a wild animal of some kind. And it'll just be like a huge horn signifying a raid or something. That'll be very hilarious. Alright, anyway. But yeah, hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far though, Copper. And hopefully stream's been doing pretty well. Hope you guys are doing pretty nice on Copper's stream as well. Welcome to FoxNZ core world. Currently we're just doing some simple chill Minecraft stuff. That involves placing down like glass blocks in order to label out a spunk, that's the word. A freaking spawn chunk border, there we go. I can't even say words anymore. My brain cells have really fried this much from the past God knows how many freaking days. But anyway, that'll be pretty cool indeed, having that sort of like alert. I'll have to like search online if there's any sort of alerts out there that exist already, but I have a feeling that it doesn't really exist if there's like I mean, technically I could just grab like, I don't know, like a voiceover clip of David Attenborough. Just like saying like something like that, or actually what I'm thinking about is like Jeremy Clarkson's like narration and like Top Gear, just like splice that in and just make something really weird out of it. But then again, it probably will be very whack. Anyway, it's been quite well. We've been vibing with Satisfactory, so that's pretty cool. God, I can't speak anymore. That's pretty cool though, big pog. Like, I only like seeing like snippets of like Satisfactory. It's a bit of an interesting sort of like game indeed to like get through. So hey, glad to hear you're having some pretty nice fun with that. All right. Okay, now we can get rid of this marker over here, and that should be pretty much it for all the markers here. And we don't necessarily need to have like a marker in the river here. I almost said ocean. It's not an ocean. But at least we don't need to worry about this thing in the middle here, because everything's already kind of labeled out pretty well. And actually, yeah, it does look pretty well labeled out, so that's pretty good. Alright, so that's the markers gone rid of. Let's start trimming off a little bit of the edges of the spawn area a little bit, so we can have this a little bit more neater to look at. It looks like a bloody eyesore with all the cliff faces being just sun drops. So having a bit of a staircase sort of like gradient would hopefully look a bit nice though. Yeah, like the usual tycoon game with a bit of adventure. Yeah, I mean, I said earlier that I've seen a few snippets of Satisfactory, but at the same time I haven't really like felt too enthusiastic about playing it at some point of time. But it does look pretty cool though in some ways. I can't talk anymore, Jesus. Anyway, stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Always make sure you have some water right next to you. Jesus, why is my throat or... I wouldn't say vocal cords. I feel like there's like a part of like my brain that controls my lips in order to like phrase words and whatnot. That part of my brain is just straight up not working today, and I don't know why. I mean, then again, it's been a while since I did a hardcore stream, so it could be something related to that, so who knows, really. Anyway, how you doing, by the way, Anthony? Hope you're doing pretty nice. Welcome to the stream, mate. Alright, it's time to do some trimming around through here. That sounds kind of whack out of context, but we are currently doing some, like, nature trims around here, just to make things a little bit more nicer. Anyway, easy breezy through here. We'll just keep going. Hopefully the stone, like, or haste effects. Okay, there goes the haste effects. All that is now gone, but at the same time, it probably doesn't really matter around through an area like this. We're pretty much, like, decked out with pretty good, like, tools at the meantime. Alright. Get that all up. But yeah, I hope you're doing pretty nice so far, Anthony. Just lots of chill music and just us doing some mining stuff. I mean, I would expect this to be a bit of a shorter stream today, considering there isn't too much really to do, unless somehow this entire job of, like, I don't know, putting like a staircase gradient around the edges of the spawn chunk area is somehow gonna last us 2 hours or whatever. But for the meantime, I just wanted to, like, focus on just chilling and just, yeah, just catching up on, like, what the hardcore stuff has been for quite some time, because I haven't really touched hardcore stuff in, like, quite some time, honestly. Only recently, like, I went back, like, earlier today, just doing some more, like, work on Nether project. But for the most part, I've been pretty much busy with, like, other IRL projects and other content projects as well. Some of which I'm pretty excited to, like, share, but at the same time, they're also still very infant sort of ideas that I need to get some actual work done in order for those to, like, be, you know, presentable. But it kind of sucks that I'm, like, in this sort of, like, would it be fair to say ADHD mindset, considering that I might, like, there's a high chance of me being clinically diagnosed with ADHD, but pretty much there's, like, the creative mindset that I have that involves, like, having an abundance of ideas, but not an abundance of, like, manpower and sort of, like, willingness to do anything, which sucks. And it also sucks even more that I have, like, so many cool ideas or stuff that would just be nice to, like, implement, especially when there's no one else doing such things that I'm thinking of. But I cannot do any of it because I'm a lazy son of an arse. And I also don't really have much of, like, a team or anything to help work on those things. I mean, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's also kind of, like, reality when it comes to, like, being in the creative field and all that stuff. You can't just like ask for money or people like out of thin air. You have to make sure you have like good sort of like merits in chemistry and values and all that stuff. And those who unfortunately don't have any of those would unfortunately be falling into some sort of like a scamming scheme, ruining a lot of people's lives in the process. Startups in some ways, but anyway. Hopefully, this is gonna take a while, isn't it? I probably should build like another beacon, or maybe get some more wither skulls, because I don't think I have any like supplies to make another beacon of some kind. But having another beacon around through here would be heavily advantageous, considering how stupidly whack the terrain is. Actually, I'm gonna move the beacon over here. What even is the point of this beacon over here in the first place? I mean, the only thing I remember was that we used this beacon to, I don't know, use it for like building a mini iron farm before we had like a beefed out like iron farm over here. Then I had to turn it off for a bit because it already became a bit too powerful in some ways. But I might as well like get that sorted out then, or move this beacon over there into like a different direction. Could pretty much just steal like a piece of iron over here just to refuel the beacon again. And then I can throw out all this dirt and andesite because I don't really need them. For now, that is. I actually do plan to like fill in a little bit of this gap over here. Or actually, I'm gonna quickly do that before I forget about it, because that'll be a very wise idea to fill in an area before you you know, forget about something, because that'll be ideal. There we go. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna presume this used to be a cave, because this is kind of like going underneath like sea level in some areas. So yeah, this is definitely like a sort of cave, or an attempt to be a cave entrance. And then it just suddenly cuts off by this other cave entrance that's pretty deep, so big fat rip to this poor generation here. Alright, there we go. Close this area off. Something about this, about like just doing basic landscaping and sort of terraforming and stuff like that, it's pretty satisfying. I don't know how to really describe it, but compared to like working on such big projects or whatnot, I kind of like the sort of simplicity and like sort of I don't know, small perspective, I guess, of just working on like a small like landscaping projects or whatever like this. Like building like cool projects that are like enormous and whatever is pretty cool, but at the same time, just something about this feels much more nice compared to like other developments we've worked on. Alright, probably I should have not thrown off all of those dirt pieces that we've thrown out earlier. That would be very useful to keep hold on. Alright, here we go. Fill in this nice sort of gap of dirt. Oh, for frick's sakes, the bloody piece of plate. Dirt everywhere, just dump in even more dirt around here. Thank you very much. And, should I fix this area? Yeah, a little bit. Just make this a little bit neater and then just call it for today. Hopefully my OCD is not going to really ruin my life a little bit of making sure this is neat enough. Yeah, good enough. Alright, we'll just leave this as it is and worry about this patch. You know what? I'm going to fill this patch in because this is going to irritate me. Alright, here goes my OCD now getting a little bit in the realm of things. Fill this area in. Should have enough dirt for this, right? Right. Do I have enough dirt for all of this? Surely I have enough dirt for all of this. Surely. Surely there's gonna be enough dirt for this. Alright, there we go. Go like this. Yep, one more stack left, and that's pretty much good to go, honestly. And, yeah, we'll just add, like, an extra layer of dirt over here, just to make sure everything's all nice and flat. The edge over here. Eventually I will need to spawn-proof this, and that's gonna involve a lot more glass again. At the same time, we'll worry about that later on. I'm just gonna trim off like some areas here just to fill this space. Alright, good enough. So we'll just need to move the beacon over into that location over there, and then finish off this excavation on the side there, and things should be pretty much hunky-dory. Unless something doesn't become hunky-dory, then who knows? We might get completely and utterly fricked. Alright, going down. Going down over here. Alright. And then just break this. Break all of this. There we go. Kind of feels weird listening to like nice sort of lo-fi, or not really lo-fi, but nice sort of piano covers of like Zelda soundtracks. Despite the fact that Zelda soundtracks are, you know, kind of not really a thing to listen to elsewhere, because Nintendo being Nintendo, they say frick you if you listen to their music outside of their own platforms, which is kind of a bra moment. Anyway, there we go. Break all that. And then just keep going over in this direction. And this is going to be pretty much taking a while when it comes to breaking down beacons again. Even the Hollow Knight, like, a piano covers are super nice to listen to. Hey, welcome back, Temporal Loss. My throat. How the frick is it already beginning to... Why is my throat already beginning to get gunky and sore-ish after a while of, like, being used? It's only been 30 minutes. Do I really talk that much whenever I, like, do Minecraft streams? How come I never really felt that sore-ish whenever I play, like, variety games before? I don't understand. Is there, like, some sort of curse that's, like, delivered whenever I play hardcore Minecraft or something? That whenever I speak and whenever I, like, do any sort of hardcore, like, stream, it's just like, well, that's my cue, according to my throat, to just die right in place, because apparently this should not be a, this is not normal for us. Anyway, my brain is such a weird thing, or my body works in such weird and stupid ways. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything should pretty much be good over here. Do you use 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶? I do use 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶. Often when it comes to like filling in like huge land, mass terrain and all that stuff, using 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶 is like I would say like fast right click, or just auto clicker of some kind will be very beneficial in some places. And there's also like other features that I also use that I cannot even remember what their names are because I'm an idiot. But yeah, there's a lot of like pretty cool features that 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶, and probably vanilla Minecraft should probably introduce at some point. Not the auto clicker, of course, but like other sort of like quality of life features, such as being able to like look into containers without having to open them all the time. Saves so much play time when it comes to like finding something that you need. Bloop. Bloop, okay. Can't even time that great. I can't even time that correctly. Alright, now we can get rid of this a little bit more faster. Oh, for frick's sakes, why is there stone like up that high? I get that this used to be like a sort of hilly like green area, but at the same time, why? Anyway, hello doggo. Haven't seen you in quite some time, but yet you're still over here vibing for reasons that I do not know. And there's also the chicken right next to us. Alright. There we go. Just clean up the areas over here as much as possible. Oh, I think I can reach up that high. Oh, frick. The haste already, like, stopped working after a while. Alright, there we go. Get rid of all these edge pieces here. There we go. And hopefully with enough haste we can actually fill out or get rid of all this area. If not, then we can always just replenish the haste ability after a while. Also, did I not install, or is one of my mods not working? One of the mod status effects doesn't seem to be implemented whatsoever. I should probably get like, or double check if that's still updated or not. But apparently it hasn't been updated, which is a big rip, because that'll be a very handy sort of mod to know whether the beacon effects is working or sorry, not working, but like how much time is left in like the potion effects or beacon effects that you have. That'll be a good time saver. Alright. Do a little bit of a flyby around the beacon. There we go. That way that can be enabled for us. Alright, there we go. Alright, perfect. That's a good use of like the haste stability before it ran out. There's a little bit of like stone spots over here, but that's all good. That's easily manageable. Now we just have to get rid of all the dirt. My brain is already beginning to die. Let's get rid of all the dirt portions over here. And I already fell off from like the cliff face. That's a very good sign. My brain cells are working pretty nominally today. And I say that in a very sarcastic manner. Alright, there we go. Do have some stone portions that we need to get rid of. So I'll have to worry about that at some point. God, remember when we've first had to like mine out this entire sort of stone area, or not stone area, but like this area for the spawn chunks for the first time. It was such a bloody like nightmare without any sort of proper haste abilities. Weird game, the fox is missing. I mean, technically the fox boy is still in the bottom left, so technically the fox boy is not gone. It's just not really, I mean, then again, it's also still as polygonal as Tunic is, so yeah, definitely same game. It still has polygons. It's just more cubic. That's how this yeah, definitely, yeah, that's definitely how it works. Alright, anyway, just trimming off this section over here. Please no and I fell off the cliff already. This is a very good sign. This is a good sign that my coordination abilities is definitely not completely destroyed. Yeah, there's still polygons that are like easily identifiable in this game. It's still the same game. Yeah, I know, right? Even the most realistic of games is all made out of polygons. How would you not know that every single game is basically the same game, but in different shades of polygons? The more you know. Okay, anyway. Before I turn everyone into, I don't know, enlightenment or whatever like that, I'm just gonna keep working on landscaping duties here. Alright, clean this area off. Maybe clean this area off. It's moments like these where I do actually kind of miss Swift Sneak of some kind. Then again, do I have the patience to bother finding another, yeah, do I have the patience to find like another like ancient city? Not really, no. So I'm not going to be in a huge rush in finding that. Alright, there we go. That should be pretty much the first layer of the oh, actually no, there's still more areas over here. Never mind, I thought my first like run will be nice and like chill, but no, it's not yet. It's not yet over. Alright. Deal with that. Did I accidentally undermine some areas? I swear to freaking god. Or overmine some areas. If I did that, I'm gonna be so freaking mad at myself. Alright. So up between these two tools. I mean, then again, in moments like these, it wouldn't be very wise to use like a swift sneak sort of enchantment of some kind, because ideally you don't want to be very fast when it comes to switching between different tools. I swear to God, if you guys are gonna try to like escape from me because your guys are high up, I swear to God, you will not escape my freaking reach, and you escape my freaking reach. God freaking dang it. Whatever, we'll deal with that later. Alright, moving across the edge over here. Clean up this area. This has got to be one of the most calming sort of like block game related like landscaping sort of streams you can ever find on this platform. Meanwhile, while Twitter and Twitch are all imploding in their own ways, we're just basically just chilling doing nothing but landscaping stuff. Then again, many people I've seen who watch this stream or seen these hardcore streams always refer to me as like Bob Ross for reasons that I still do not know. I mean, is it really that satisfying? I highly doubt it's actually that satisfying compared to Bob Ross. I doubt these streams are anywhere close to being as satisfying as Bob Ross, because that's a completely different... He's in a completely different league. Vane Live says, Fox has been like months. I mean, I'm not too surprised, considering that a lot of, like, older viewers haven't arrived here for, like, months at a time. But anyway, hope you're doing pretty nice so far, Vane. Hope your day's been doing alright. Alright, get some slip. God, I really need to sit properly, I swear to God. I'm gonna have, like, some problems with, like posture and backaches in the future if I can't sit properly. Alright, anyway. Let's see if I can try and get rid of all these extra bits of grass blocks over here. I'm about to beat someone in subs. Good for you then, mate. I mean, I don't know how far you are in terms of like subs and stuff like that, but hopefully nothing too whack is gonna happen. Alright. Pretty much that area has already been like trimmed off already, so pretty much we just need to fix up all these weird grass overhangs on this edge here, and then we should be pretty much good to go for the next layer. Just gonna take a while, I just realized. I think he may beat me soon because he got somewhat good content. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes in Vane. And also, probably I would understand that the word subs in this case is actually like YouTube subscribers. In which case, then, yeah, I don't really need to care too much about that. Honestly, with like how I like view like YouTube subscribers and like Twitch followers and stuff like that, is that it's such a very arbitrary number. I don't really understand how people would often just like unless you're like over like 1 million subs or whatnot. I don't know why people should always be like so hyper focused, is that the right word? About like, oh, being able to beat someone in like subs and whatnot, especially if they're like a young channel, when in reality it doesn't really make sense to compete or like a sort of deal with that at smaller scales. If it's a bigger scale, then it makes a little bit more sense, but yeah, sometimes whenever I see like a lot of like young people saying, oh, I have like 100 subs, or I have only 110 or something, and it just gets kind of weird. Alright, should I finalize? Might as well finalize this area for its own sort of gradient before we go for everything else. That'll save us a little bit of time. Alright, and I probably overdug some areas, so now I need to replace some of the bloody freaking grass I dug up. Oh, I'm a genius. This is what happens when you get too far ahead when it comes to digging stuff. Is that you need to repair it after a while, which is lovely. Alright, there we go. Could probably cover this area up now that I have some more dirt. And by the way, 𝗬𝗏, do you mind just going into the water for a second? Thank you very much. Just don't mind that, guys. Just don't mind that. Just don't mind that, guys. Alright. Just have to clean this area, or this sort of slopes up a bit, just to make sure everything looks somewhat consistent-ish. I mean, probably not. I wouldn't fix everything that's wrong with this sort of part of the terrain, but it's good enough for where it is. Probably we'll just cover up this area, and then we should be pretty much good. Once we're covering up a little bit of this area, we should be pretty much good as we are. Anyway, happy Techno Day, everyone, for yesterday. That's pretty much true, yeah. Though I don't know why would we want to celebrate his death, or like his death announcement as Techno Day when he has his birthday on June 1st. I feel like that's often a much more better sort of thing to celebrate, or what day to celebrate, because it kind of feels whack. Just having to think like, oh, at this point of time on July 1st of like some time year ago, I suddenly get depressed because I heard about my favorite creator suddenly passing away. Like that just doesn't really hit very well as an anniversary thing. I think like celebrating around his birthday is often way nice and cheerful, and that's kind of what Techno would have like want us to do. Plus memes, he would want us to meme his death as much as possible. I mean, it wouldn't be a surprise if he's actually, like, masterminding that as, like, a contingency plan to this very day. Alright. Go around here, fill in all the gaps. Make sure everything is somewhat neat. Then we had to cover up this area here. Alright, oh my, okay, yeah, I need to fix all that pretty soon. Should I, like, add another layer of dirt, or should I just not bother? Yeah, I probably should not bother. If the natural terrain says no, then I might as well just not bother just having to add more work to my life, because that would just be bad for me in general. Alright. Time to dig all this portions up. Since we're pretty much around here, I guess we could just focus on getting all this area, or this side of the chunk border sorted out in terms of its staircase gradient. Is that even the right word? How do you even describe like the thing that we're trying to work on? So bloody confused what the actual name is. Alright. Yeah, that can kinda work out-ish. It's not amazing or perfect in some ways, but it's better than nothing. Alright. Okay, so now we just have to start work on this area. And that involves a lot of manual digging, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I probably should get some haste from the nearby beacon over here. There we go. And then we go brrr. And it gets stopped by like some dirt. There we go. A little bit more faster this time. I'm just making random sounds now, listening to my son Venus. Alright, there we go. Then we just fix up the top parts over here that are either going to be stone or not stone. Should be pretty straightforward though. Oh yeah, it's going to be a bit slow in some parts though. Okay, let's do another sweeping thing around here. Ooh, Sonic Frontier stuff. One year and 26 days. So roughly around like almost a month ago since you reached like 1 year, Pog, so that's pretty nice. Interesting to note there's a lot of people that are reaching their 1 year for the first time. I mean like 1 year for the first time. Anyway. But then again, I also see like a lot more people coming in for their second year sort of followage, or almost 3-year followage as well, which is insane. And then again, not too surprising if you do the math on when those years were. Alright. I can't reach that. Okay, whatever. We'll just get rid of all the stone here for now. I'll save us a little bit of extra time. Kind of feels weird, like mining stuff upwards and seeing all the particles like that. It feels like they're just not falling down, but then again, it's just how like inertia and physics work. It just looks kind of weird. Alright, anyway, there we go. Clean that area up. Now we can just quickly dig up the next section, or just clean up the next section. 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 says, so what's this? We're currently doing some like cleanup, or should I say cleanup work or beautification work around our Minecraft, just Minecraft hardcore world sort of thing that we've been working on for a couple of months now. Or specifically, we're trying to like make our spawn chunks a little bit more pleasant to look at, especially from a distance. So that's what we're kind of working on at the moment. Just making it a little bit more neater, because every single time I go around through here, I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to make this a little bit more prettier, but I have absolutely no idea how to make it more prettier. But then I know how to make it more prettier. Well, not really prettier, but just much more pleasing to look at from a distance. So, technically prettier. For a couple months, the almost 2-year hardcore, I mean, the 2-year hardcore world is dead. So, saying a couple months is more accurate. Because this world is only like, what? Only 4 months old? No, not 4 months old. 7 months old. I think it's wise to say that I should probably like count from like January, February, March. I don't freaking know. Technically, it's like 8-ish months old. No, actually, no, not even close to 8 months old yet. It's 7 months old. There we go. Because this started on like Boxing Day of last year. What happened to the other one? You can do !death in the chat if you want to know what happened to the 2-year hardcore world one. Should I put like ! I probably wouldn't bother putting !death again in the title, because that has been like just news since like December all the way up to like March-ish. But then again, a lot of people are still out of the loop about what happened to the hardcore world, so I wouldn't be surprised at that. It's still something people would ask. Okay. For the next terrain bit, I'm gonna actually save ourselves some time and dig up this stupid bloody mess here. Anyway, I haven't been here since you were blowing up the other nether, lol. Which would either mean like a year ago, or not. I can't remember the last time we did like the explosive work or excavation work back in the other nether in the other world. That was probably like, I think that was like between April or something all the way to November. I can't even remember, which is horrifying. But at the same time, that's roughly around the dates I would think it's happening. Then again, we almost tried to do like a lot of explosive work again in our current nether, but at the same time, I thought of a much more, well, I wouldn't say practical, but better idea that can accomplish a little bit more than just individually blowing up chunks. Alright, so there we go. Alright, then we mine off all of this. Alright, there we go, and then mine off all of that. This is gonna definitely take a while because of how slightly whacked this terrain is. Then again, this is the most elevated part of the terrain of this entire spawn chunk border or whatever. So I shouldn't be surprised too much by this. Probably should fix up this area first before I keep going on, or else I'm just gonna be like losing track too much about some other stuff. Let's just fill this back in. There we go. to go this area. There we go. $500 for a 5-hour pin. I mean, we don't even do like, we can't even stream up to like 5 hours and all that stuff. So anyway, they're talking about hype chat being like a thing. I mean, realistically, I don't know who the frick would want to like put up like a 5-hour like super chat or pin up for like that long. It's also kind of weird how people like also still buy that. Like, people will find it ridiculous, but then I've seen like YouTube streams where there's this one guy that would just donate like a couple of $100s for like super chats on like every single stream, and I'm like, bruh, how do you even have that much money? And yeah, I just straight up have no idea. So anyway, while people are going to be shocked about how that expensive that is, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's going to buy that all the time. So yeah, I wouldn't blame Twitch too much about that. They're literally doing a copycat maneuver from like YouTube, but at the same time, they're also pretty much imploding themselves, so any sort of new feature is better than nothing at this point. Alright. Anyway. Still need to, like, clean up these areas a small bit, but pretty much this area is nicely sort of, what's the right word? I wouldn't say rounded off, but, like, it's nicely sort of, yeah, trimmed off, I guess. I think that's the best word I can describe it. And that kind of fits pretty well as a bit of an aesthetic to this area. Then again, the long-term plan is to pretty much replace all the blocks here with concrete and add some glass on top of it, so that way it actually looks pretty consistent with the rest of the spawn chunk area, but honestly, this also looks pretty alright. Have you ever gone on a plane, and if so, have you ever had a throbbing 16-hour headache? I mean, I don't know how mutually connected a headache that lasts 16 hours and being on a plane equates to, but if you were sick or something and then you boarded a plane, that could be the result of a 16-hour headache. Or had a bad posture while being on a plane for some time, that could also be a reason for the headache. But those are only just my sort of anecdotes, and applying that to that sort of logic there, so, or that scenario that you presented to me, so that's all I can really say about that. Yeah, from altitude changes, I don't know. Because usually when there's like a change of air pressure, that doesn't affect your head. It only affects its, I mean, I guess it affects your sinuses a bit, so that could be a source of headaches. But it only gets bad if it's like blocked, or, you know, if you have like a cold or the flu or anything like that. Because other than that, it doesn't usually affect you that much if you don't have a sickness or anything like that. But if it is blocked, then yeah, I can understand that sort of situation. But yeah, it's not really something that I commonly get whenever I travel. Yeah, if your head has been pretty hot lately, I think you're pretty, I wouldn't say you're pretty sick, but you're also most likely sick if that's the case. Having to deal with a fever and then also feeling not well after a while is not a very good sign. So be sure to get some good rest as well, mate. Alright. Yes, that's all good, because I legitimately cannot bloody tell. I'll probably need to fix this area a small bit. Alright. And start trimming off a little bit more grass blocks over here. Anyway, we went from like under 6 feet from sea level to 906. Which in the grand scheme of things on the ground is actually not a lot. Then again, I also don't speak feet, so that's also something I can't really relate to as well. But usually, like, you would have to deal with issues around like 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers high up, and that's where things get kind of wacky. Or not 2,000, like up to like 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers up and like from sea level. That's where things get a little bit funky. But for the most part, like a difference between that much which is like 274 meters in difference, is actually kind of normal. So it depends on really on like also where you're at in the world in some ways. But yeah, there's a lot of factors that I don't know. But like a 274 meter difference isn't as rare or bad in some ways. Once you reach into like the kilometers in difference, that's where like effects can be much more like noticeable. But if there's some sort of sensitivity between just like a few 100-meter differences, that could be probably like a respiratory problem. Because yeah, that should not be normal if you're feeling like a lot of headaches from those changes. All right. How are things looking from here to over here? I have legitimately no clue. But looks of things, everything looks to be okay. I mean, there's that gap over there. That's pretty much normal as I would expect. Okay, let's try and get some haste back. And then mine off this area. Got some gravel in the way, though. That's a little bit annoying, but that's okay, I guess. Oh, we could finally open up this bloody area for the first time. Let's go. Alright. Line off this small section here. Probably got a sickness from a plane or something. Big yikes. If that's the case, then. Alright. Dig up a little bit of this area here. I probably should not over-dig stuff like this, considering that this area was perfectly fine in terms of altitude in some parts of this, but whatever. This is what I get. This is what I get for being too carried away in some places. I probably should not dig up the gravel here. That probably isn't a very good move in terms of terraforming. How you doing, by the way, Cinder, by the way? Hope you're doing pretty nice still. Alright. Yeah, if it's only just a headache, I would probably still rule like a bit of a cold or something like that. Because I also get like days where I just don't feel like I don't have like issues with like my nose or whatever, but like my mind says, hey, do you want a nice mind-throbbing headache right now? And I'm like, no. And they just still do it anyway because frick you, I guess. And then my life is just basically nothing but pain. It's a very enjoyable experience. It's either because I did not take my medication or my brain just likes to do that. So yeah, gotta love dealing with random bloody headaches. Anyway, I'm so good at sleeping through things I like to see. So anyway, hope you're still doing pretty nice still, Cinder, though. We're making pretty good progress in Tunic, by the way. So hopefully see you on Monday for that. Stay hydrated. But yeah, next week's gonna be a bit busy because everybody's basically, my entire family or my siblings don't have school for the next 2 weeks, and I also don't have school for the next 2 weeks. But I have some meetings and stuff like that to deal with throughout the entire week, so this week will be a bit interesting for me to do stuff that isn't content related, hopefully. Anyway, I would treat it as a bit of like a sort of interest different. What's the best way to say like you're spending time working on like your other interests or hobbies or something like that? I don't know. It's not really free time either. I can't say this is like my free time or anything like that. So how do I describe this as being like a time where I just work on like hobbies or something like that? I have no idea. All right. Let's see if I can try and fix up these two staircase or gradient slope areas. Alright, should not overdig like that. There we go. Alright, get something to drink, Mini69. Always stay hydrated. Unless you get like a soft drink or something like that, that probably wouldn't be very healthy for you. Alright. that pretty much going alright over there? It does seem to be like it. Still satisfying to listen to all the stone being instantly mined. There's always something about the sound of it. Are we out of the beacon range, or are we still in the beacon range? How far are we still in? Oh, we're right next to the border of it. Okay, there we go. That makes a little bit more sense. Alright. Also, join the Wacky Discord server, by the way, if you guys haven't had the chance to do so, but I doubt you guys haven't joined the Wacky Discord server, considering that you guys are pretty much older viewers. But who knows, there always would be someone new joining in that hasn't joined the Wacky Discord server. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Alright. Now we just have to fix up this slope area here. And the haste is gone, so now I have to deal with this a little bit manually, but that's alright, because we're pretty close to it anyway. And then we'll just keep going up over here. That needs to be fixed, and then finish off the rest of the things over here. Nice. Now I just need to clean up this bloody mess. That reminds me of like mining stuff off in the nether for some reason. Maybe it's because of like the land formation here. It looks kind of reminiscent of stuff you see in the nether for some reason. That or it's just me. Maybe my brain is just acting a bit weird when it comes to like pattern recognition. Alright, there we go. Take off the areas over here. That was a horrible idea, says Mini69. It made my headache worse. Did you drink water or what did you drink? Because if you drank water and your headache got worse, that is an interesting sort of predicament to deal with. Iced tea. Interesting. Maybe like cold sensitivity or something? But then again, how would that affect nerves around your head for like a headache and stuff like that? Interesting. Everclear, obviously. I don't know. Anyway, very interesting though. Yeah, it's not brain freeze, obviously, but at the same time, I'm trying to like think what could be possibly like a weird sensory thing that causes that headache in the first place. But my brain has absolutely no knowledge about this sort of thing. But yeah, big yikes though. Alright. Now we just keep going around over in this direction. Yoltz, how you doing by the way, Yoltz? Haven't seen you in a while as well. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far. I'm doing alright. Just chilling around, fixing up some stuff in the nice block game related stuff here. So nothing too wacky today. Anyway, big fat rip, Mini. Just left school after being there for 7.5 years, so I'm presuming you're either going to a different school pretty soon, or you're pretty much done? Question mark. But knowing that you probably have been in school for 7.5 years, you probably are still having to go to like a different school then after a while. Yeah, going to college now, so best of wishes on that then, Yoltz. I want a 2-week-old phone, especially a Samsung break within that time period. But then again, it's Samsung, I guess. Their appliances and their sort of reliability haven't been really great in recent years. Alright, everything's looking pretty good around the edges. My inventory is getting completely and utterly stuffed up with materials and blocks. Most of which I don't really need at the moment. What the frick are those three trying to do over there? I know they're trying to, like, be annoying because they're pillagers and whatnot, but why? Why do they have to, like, vibe right next to my working area? Unlucky drop. Big fat rip. Alright. I mean, that would explain it. But also, it's pretty much important why you should always get, like, a pretty good case and a screen protector, especially for new sort of devices. Anyway, yeah, thanks. I went to special setting school, which terms I started in year 4 and wasn't able to leave in year 7 because of an issue, so I'm glad I stayed. So interesting. Probably don't want to really ask too much about, like, those details there, but glad to see, or glad to hear that everything has been sorted out for you. So that's pretty good. We did get one, it just didn't fit, which makes no bloody sense. If they advertise one thing and you get and it wasn't able to fit for some reason, I don't understand. Anyway, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗟𝗀. Hope you're doing pretty nice. I can't speak anymore. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far, VX. Welcome to the Fox Army. And yeah, hope your day's been doing pretty nice. We accidentally got the smaller version of it, of course. But then again, they should already know there's like multiple versions of the sizes of like the same phone edition, but whatever. Gotta love dealing with some communication issues. Should I mine off? Yeah, I should probably mine off this this huge like slab of stone or mountain here. Well, it's pretty much in the way. Sorry, you sound sort of confused when you read it, lol. Anyways, what are you up to? This ain't a new world when I was last here, right? It's the same one when I was last in chat and watching stream. Well, if I look at your chat messages to date, so that way I can keep track of when was the last time you've been here. Yeah, yeah, so far it's the same world that you had last been in according to like the chat messages. So, yep, still the same world. Oh yeah, nothing too much has happened. We've pretty much been doing like a lot more variety gaming stuff. I pretty much haven't touched this world in quite some time until like literally today. But other than that, we're making some like a nice sort of changes to I guess the surrounding scenery just to make it look a little bit more nicer. Such as making the spawn chunk areas a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't say inviting, but a little bit more pleasing to look at from a distance. Having these nice slopes around here looks a little bit more interesting compared to like just hard cliffs. I don't know how to describe it, but it just looks more aesthetically pleasing to look at. Anyway, fill that in. Alright, well that's sorted out. We'll just keep going over in this direction. Maybe I should fill up this area then. There we go. Then around for this corner here, we'll just pretty much continue the work. God, there's still like, it's still like a lot more work I still need to do around through here. Is this going to be turning into like a 2-hour stream today? I honestly have no idea. Alright, speaking of phones, I finally got mine fixed and need to replace the whole display. Yikes. So yeah, hopefully it wasn't too expensive for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It seems to be pretty expensive. Yikes. The rear line running through it and the glowing black spot of dying pixels. That is caused most likely by the battery, but a weird line running through it. Very interesting, and also very yikes. But yeah, usually when there's a sign, if I learn from like anything related to technology involving like a black spot of dying pixels, you're basically gonna have a pillow of a battery in your phone as a result of something. So thank goodness you're able to get that checked. Visually pleasing, and that's when I kind of described it, but it's not exactly visually pleasing. But it just looks a little bit more like aesthetically pleasing, I guess. And has like a sort of like interestingness to look at than just being plain boring. So it's not amazing to look at, but it's also not complete and utter garbage just to like find it as an eyesore. Again, I'm not the greatest when it comes to like like words and vocabulary related stuff, unfortunately. Yes, I know it's raining. You don't need to like make it louder weather outside. It's been raining a lot as of recently. I mean, I guess that's what winter is. It's not really much snow for us. It's just nothing but like freaking rain. Then again, it was snowing in the South Island recently, so they're having a nice sort of blanket of snow. Or actually, problem blanket of snow, knowing how snow is treated in other parts of the world. So it could be absolutely nightmarish to deal with. Alright. Is it durability notifier gonna work, or is it just gonna be like, chill? Maybe I should be very careful when it comes to this, so that way we can keep a good eye on the mod if it still works. Actually, I could just quickly double check. Durability notifier, yeah, it should yell at me if we are very low on durability on a tool. So everything should be pretty much working as intended. Anyway. Very interesting, Mini69, yikes. Pretty damn yikes. Alright, there we go. So at least we know that the durability notifier works perfectly well. We just have to be very careful not to break it, because ideally I don't want to keep having to enchant new tools all the time. But then again, it can survive like a few more extra sort of durability knocks. Alright, there we go. Probably we can just quickly swap out the next sort of bit of things here. Where is it? More shovels. Alright. I probably will just keep this over here for now. You can stay, yeah, right over there. Having like a non-enchanted sort of like a shovel would be pretty nice to work with. Because I do want some gravel as well if I do manage to find any. Okay. This looks very interestingly aligned in terms of terrain. Fluid thing underneath it flowed out, yikes. That is, yeah, not great. Especially for an OLED display like that. Lost Wood soundtrack is amazing. Always loved it while playing Oud or something, so that's pretty cool. Alright. Just need to make sure everything is tidied up here. There's a nice amounts of coal here. Then again, we already have like a nice little fuel farm in the form of like a wither skeleton farm now. So collecting coal is pretty much like something that we don't need to worry about anymore. It's honestly a nice blessing to have like a nice wither skeleton farm after being this far into the game now. Let's get rid of all the extra bits of dirt because I don't give a shite about them. Then we'll just dig up the rest of this area. Alright. Oh, frick. We need to get some more haste around here. There we go. Dang it. Alright, there we go. I literally am out of like words to like talk about anymore. Commentary when it comes to like doing hardcore stuff is really not great. But compared that to like variety gaming stuff, it's always super easy for me to just make up some random things on the spot when it comes to variety gaming related stuff. Alright. Oh, frick. How are things gonna go if we build it like this? Yeah, I'll be able to get... I don't know if you've got the battery changed or not, but... Yeah, it probably depends on, like, really the condition of how your phone is. But knowing that about that black spot or whatever, it would be probably wise to change the battery just in case if any issues do occur. The last thing you want is to have a very spicy pillow. Alright. Everything looking pretty okay here. We just have to make sure everything is cleaned up around the edges here. Just like so. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to like getting this fully sort of trimmed out. Just making sure that the edges over here also look pretty nice. But yeah, everything looks pretty pretty good in their own way. Get rid of these two bits here. Alright. Just nonchalantly cover up this entire area with nothing but stone for the meantime. And we should be pretty much good with hopefully this area for the meantime, I think. I just don't want people to just like, or get myself or any sort of mobs falling straight into this cave, because that'll be really annoying to get out if they do fall in. So hopefully everything else is going to be as neat as possible around through here. Hopefully. Also, I'm gonna have a hard time figuring out if there's rain in the soundtrack or whether that's just me listening to what's happening outside my bloody window right now. Gotta love it when you have to deal with like multiple different sources of rain, whether it's from like the ambiance of the soundtrack, the ambiance in a game, or the actual ambiance in your freaking bloody window. Gotta love those sort of weird immersion problems. Okay, anyway. Let's see. We got everything sorted out, having a nice sort of gradient step around here. So pretty much all these areas here are sorted out. Now we just have to deal with this corner over here, which should be less painful compared to this side over here, because there's multiple. Actually, there isn't multiple beacons, but there's 2 beacons here that we can work with. So this should be less painful compared to the other side. So hopefully everything would be pretty much alright in terms of excavation. Alright. Maybe I should get like one area done one at a time, so at least we have a good marker or guide over whether one area is in a good spot or not. That way we can always validate if our work if our work is perfectly adequate or not. So much dirt to like mine out or dig out. Do people usually say dig up dirt or mine out dirt? Especially in the context of Minecraft, because I feel like some people would say like mine out dirt instead of dig out dirt for some reason. I don't know if that's just me being crazy, but I just have a weird hunch that's what most people would say about that. Alright, now we just keep mining off this area here. Okay, so the play now, it's fine. Did it say anything about the battery? Apparently because the screen came loose and wasn't sealed any longer. No clue though. Interesting. Unless you like hold or like have put your phone in like a very like weird spot while moving or whatever like that. it shouldn't be coming loose that easily or whatever like that, because that is very concerning. But yeah, it also depends on like a variety of other factors, so it could also just be because of like movement or something, and improper like sort of manufacturing that involved like a screen being loose in the first place. Someone really must have messed up quality control as a result of that, if that's the case. Dig up dirt sounds like you're gonna blackmail it to remove itself. I mean, I guess that makes a little bit more sense. Funny how the phrase digging up some dirt on people is very, it's a phrase to pretty much blackmail somebody or just try and, like, get information to use against somebody. Is it just basically like a sort of, is it like an analogy, or is it like a metaphor similar to like, in a way of like conveying someone that they're burying somebody or whatever? I don't know what's the best way of describing it or asking about that. But I feel like it's something related to, you know, burying somebody and whatever. Okay, so we just have to do one last step on this end. And this area should be pretty much good to go. So there we go. Frick. Then we just fix that. And then we deal with whatever this area is. Lovely. Alright, this will have to go down an extra step. There we go. I have to make sure everything is leveled off as much as possible, but it's gonna make things a little bit tricky considering there's a freaking mountain right over here. So this is gonna be a little bit of an interesting sort of task or job to deal with. I mean, once we're done with this area, we're pretty much done with all the sort of trimming of terrain around the spawn chunks, so I guess we'll just have to deal with it. If you need such a perfect area, would it be easier to do in an editor? I mean, this is survival hardcore, so using an editor and stuff like that would probably not be ideal, especially if you're working on like an open world survival based sort of world, I guess. Like if you're a map creator, then yeah, using an editor would make more sense than doing any of that. But if you're someone who's working in like a survival playthrough, then it'll be pretty considered cheaty to use like editors, but technically you can do it. You can technically load the world and use an editor, but at the same time would be kind of against the spirit of survival. TNT on the mountain would work. Ideally I would like to blow up the mountain, but also I want to make things as controlled as possible when it comes to excavation. What I learned about using TNT when it comes to some things is that often or not you can overexplode a lot of areas, and it just yeah, it just takes more time to like repair terrain that you overexploded or whatever like that, instead of like doing it carefully. I just found that the sort of joy of blowing stuff up does not really match up with the amount of work that involves having to clean something up if you do it incorrectly. So that's why I don't often use explosive for literally everything. It probably is not the most appropriate use of detonation, or not detonation, but excavation related stuff. Alright. I need to start trimming off a little bit of this area. Right, everything should be pretty much aligned okay. But yeah, everything over here can be trimmed off. What's mom's before? Apparently after some time the glue gets too dry and brittle, so it becomes loose. What type of glue are they using? I mean, I guess glue does get like dry and brittle, I guess, but only if it's exposed to like constant amount of elements, maybe. If it's like sealed or whatever, it usually doesn't get that easily brittle. So what type of like manufacturing do they use? That's super weird. Anyway, nice things with explanation on hardcore survival. I mean, to be more exact on hardcore is pretty much if you die, you basically die in real life. I'm kidding. You actually just don't respawn. And that's the sort of like essence of hardcore, is that you're trying to like do as much stuff while not dying to something really stupid. And it does take like a lot of willpower and non-complacency to get it like right sometimes. Alright, so I'm gonna basically cover a little bit of this cave area here because I don't want to care about it. Alright, fill this spot here. And then dig up this space over here. Make sure everything is slightly evened out. Yeah, looks pretty good. Now I just had to fix up this blade thing. I mean, it's an iPhone. It make it cheap and sell it expensive. Which is very bizarre. It depends on what model of phone it is, because I don't think you actually talked about what model iPhone you're using. Because usually iPhones are actually not built very cheaply either, but it could also depend on what model it is. If it's a cheaper model, it most likely will be made a little bit more cheaper. But at the same time, recent iPhone like construction has not been too bad unless it's been, well, rushed in some ways. Alright, anyway. XS Max, interesting. I mean, then again, it wasn't really a very widely adopted phone, so don't think I really heard too much about exactly that, but yeah, that sounds pretty yikes. Then again, it's like over 5 years old, I think? How old is the XS Max? Because it actually is not a... It's actually kind of like getting into like an old phone nowadays. Which is honestly pretty remarkable, because I know for the fact that the iPhone 10, the OG iPhone 10, the first ever like full screen iPhone, is officially old to not have like any more like software support. So like, yeah, the XS is basically just like the one generation above that, so it's almost getting to the very old territory. Well, not very old, but like old sort of territory. Anyway, Ocarina of Time has the best soundtracks. Okay, hear me out. Wind Waker. And that's all I need to say. Out of all the music tracks from Zelda, that is honestly, yeah, out of all the soundtracks, that is the most memorable to me. The Wind Waker has always been the one that I just, for whatever reason, have a better like emotional attachment to. Maybe it's because I listened to it when I was younger and I haven't played a single Zelda game. Pretty much I heard most of the music from like Roblox or something, but at the same time. Alright, everything is looking, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there is anything else we need to fix. I don't want to deal with this. You know what, fine, I'll deal with the freaking play hole here. But everything else seems to be pretty much good to go. So I think we're pretty much done around here in terms of like terraforming. I mean, as long as nothing looks too awfully whack, but even the mountain actually looks pretty alright. I mean, this thing is floating now. The beacon is floating in midair, but at the same time, it doesn't look too god-awful. Does it look a bit interesting? Kinda. But then again, that's not really the entire plan for what the sort of area around it would be, because we'll plan to like, frick me, my brain's kind of dying again. The plan is to, or like the final plan for like the outer areas here is to have like the blocks surrounding it, or yeah, the blocks surrounding the area here to be covered with concrete and then glass, so that way, one, they will be spawn-proofed, and two, it's also gonna look a little bit more nicer. But then again, if we want to work on concrete, I would have to deal with all of this. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I guess we'll probably end off the stream by like getting some sand and gravel and going to our end dimension and have the machine do its thing. Or like the sand duper do its thing and giving us a lot of like gravity fed blocks. So So we have a nice way to end off the stream, I guess, after a while. I know I still have, like, some sand stored somewhere. Where is it? Or gravel stored somewhere. There we go. We just need 3. Right? 3, yeah. We just need 3 of that, and then we need 3 sand, so we could probably easily get the leftover sand anyway. Let me just put some coal over here. There we go. And now we have a nice visit all the way back to our end dimension. And hopefully the sand duper would still bloody work. Anyway, welcome back, Minnie. Alright, back to the nether. Portal should be over in this direction. Honestly, I would be excited to see what will happen to this world, like, a couple thousand days from now. Would we be able to, like, fully remove all the bedrock around this perimeter or something like that? Or would it just be stuck forever in limbo? I guess we'll just have to wait until the future. Alright. So that all sort out. I'm gonna grab some sand around the edges. So we can use that to, use for, like, duplication and stuff like that. This should not be... Oh, frick, how should that be orientated? Okay, this should not be over here. So it should be over here. Sometimes it breaks itself like that, which is a bit annoying when it comes to using a, like, a sand or gravel, like, duplicator of some kind. Alright, it should be like that. And now all we need to do is make sure we enable the sort of chunk loader. And then be sure to also sleep. That way your respawn point would teleport back over here, not back and spawn, because that'll be very inconvenient. And then have it drop immediately down through here. That's definitely the plan. That's definitely what I planned all along, definitely. Alright, anyway, let me try and move it into, like, the different location over here. I think it was supposed to be over on this spot over here. There we go. Everything should be working now. Then on the other end, I think I still have some shulker boxes. We should be able to get, like, a nice supply of sand and gravel. Excellent. I just need to get some, like, stuff to store all this. Otherwise, this would actually overflow the areas over here. So we'll just get the sand and gravel ready, and everything should be working well with the sand duper. And thus, we'll never have to, like, harvest a crap ton of gravel and sand ever again, because our sanity is going to be completely destroyed if we keep doing that. Is it cheaty? I have no idea, honestly. It's better than having to mine this all by hand again, because it's really becoming bloody a nightmare to do it all by hand at some places. The fishing stream looks tempting. Well, anyway, I'm going to call it for tonight, though. So, unfortunately, you probably would have to miss your chance in Cinder, unless for, like, next week, on Sunday next week, we'll do a fishing stream. Pretty much next week, Sunday will be pretty much, like, working on a concrete farm of some kind, because we need to blow up a lot of concrete blocks anyway. So that's going to be a fun thing that we can do for next stream next week. But in the meantime, I'm going to call it for tonight, get some early sleep. My legs are sore and my body is sore from, like, having to go out yesterday. Had some fun, like, going around, like, the city in Auckland and all that stuff, but I need to get some rest. And hopefully my throat does not get too sore. So if you want to see more of these hardcore streams, as well as the variety gaming streams like Tunic happening from, like, Monday and stuff next week, or literally tomorrow, so just join the Wacky Discord server. That's all I need to say. I don't know why do I have to say, like, a lot of words just to say join the Wacky Discord server if you haven't joined the Wacky Discord server, but join the Wacky Discord server. That way you get notified immediately when the next stream goes live, whether it's a hardcore Minecraft related thing, or a blocking related thing, or a polygon related thing. Yeah, join the Wacky Discord server, and hopefully I can also do some updates, especially when Twitter is about to implode and stuff like that. I probably want to, like, do some, like, channel revamps and whatnot in the future. But anyway, I'm gonna get some rest, and we'll do a nice raid. So to all the VOD viewers out there, enjoy your life.